So today's video, I'm a little surprised that I'm actually sitting down to film it because this was a video I honestly didn't think I would be making anytime soon. But nonetheless, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out my newest video. If you're new here, my name is Katie and welcome to From My Vanity. So the reason I am so surprised I'm recording this is because tutorials just aren't really my thing because I don't consider myself to be very good at teaching makeup. I'm able to do my own makeup fairly well. Some days it's questionable, but I never consider myself a makeup artist. But I have gotten some requests since starting my channel of people asking me to show how I get the looks that I wear in my videos. And so that got me thinking and got me reconsidering, because when I first began my channel, it was with the mindset of not doing tutorials and just doing fun videos to me that I don't do on my blog. And to me, tutorials just wasn't something I wanted to mess with. I put that on Instagram. They're like quick little 1-minute tutorials. That's the way I have always liked to do it. But when I went back home and visited my family, now if you weren't aware, I come from a rather large family. I have 7 sisters and 6 of them are younger than me, starting at 16, going all the way to 7. And so when I went back home to visit them in the beginning of August, one of my sisters asked me, "Katie, can you please post some tutorials? Because I want to learn how you do your makeup and I can't learn from your Instagram tutorials because you're not able to pause it and it just goes really quick. It's a really quick little snippet." And so that honestly touched my big sister heart. I really hate that I am so far away from my sisters. It's really tough living out of state from them and having so many young sisters. It is hard to not be there and in their life. So you can tell I'm pregnant because I'm like getting a little emotional here. But anyway, when she asked that, this is one of my sisters who's 15, it really touched me. And so I was like, okay, for you, this will be my big sister act to teach you guys how to do makeup, even though I can't always be there. So that is the reason that I am doing starting this series. So all that to say, I'm sorry I got a little emotional. I totally blame it on my pregnancy. I'm usually not an emotional person, but whew, the hormones. So Rhea and Julia, as you're watching this is for you, and I hope you can learn from it. All right, I feel like that was a lot to throw out there, but let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so with every tutorial that you're gonna see from me, I always use an eyeshadow base, and my favorite right now is the LORAC Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. My lash line all the way up to my brow, and then blend it out. So now I'm gonna go in with Chippin', and I'm going to use that shade to set my primer that I just put down. I find that when I use a powder to set my primer that my eyeshadows blend a lot nicer on top of it. Now going in with TikTok here, going to take a fluffy crease brush and just pick up some of that. And with all LORAC shadows, when you pick it up, one, you don't have to use much pressure, really just a tap into the pan is all you need, but then also make sure you tap off your brush to get rid of the excess. Now I'm just going to go in with Romance to deepen up the outer corner. And I always start by placing the color, or tapping the color I should say, where I want it most, and then blending from there. And then once I've blended the outer corner, I will take it up and kind of blend it into my crease. Like that. And I also like to keep a fluffy brush, such as this, a clean fluffy brush on hand, just to take over everything and make sure there are no harsh lines between the two colors, though usually don't have that issue with LORAC shadows. They blend pretty darn easily. All right, next up we're gonna take Spellbinder. I know this has a lot of glitter in it, but I find that when I tap my brush into it and then tap it off well, all the glitter falls out and it's basically like a matte brown. So I'm just gonna tap that right into the outer corner, starting at my lash line and then winging it out. I always go for a more elongated eye, kind of bringing it out. I always do a cat eye with my eye look, so this is kind of the prep work for the cat eye. Alright, and then on top of that, just to kind of blend the brown in with the more mauve-y shades, I'm going back into Romance, the color we put in the outer corner, and just lightly blending it over top of it. I like the deepness that the brown gives, but I want to bring back the mauve-y tones that I covered with the brown, if that makes sense. Alright, for my lid shade, I'm going to take this Real You, and I'm going to start by not wetting my brush because I want to see how this performs without any help. So yeah, this shade isn't anything to write home about. Let's see if some Fix Plus will help. Definitely showing up a bit more pink and has more oomph to it. I'm just taking it from the inner corner to the center of my eyelid pretty much and stopping right about there. Alright, so pretty much all that is left to do is to kind of blend and mesh these two shades together. And for that, I'm just going to go back into that Romance shade, which was what we used in the outer corner initially, with the same brush, tapping it off and tapping it on the outer corner. Just like we did at the start. And once I've laid down that color, then I'm going to kind of flick it inward. And this is what kind of blends and meshes the two shades together. Alright, so at this point in my eye routine, I would stop messing with my eyes and do my face makeup, and then I would do my liner and mascara, and then I would finish up with the lower lash line. So I'm going to stop recording right now, finish up my face, do my liner and lashes, and then I'll come back on to show what I put underneath my eyes at the end of the look. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I've completed my makeup. I also went ahead and put on my lip products as well. Just for reference, I am using True Beauty lipstick and lip gloss from the LORAC and Beauty and the Beast collection. And then I also have their cheek palette on my cheeks today, and I used the shade Rose for my blush and then Fearless for my highlight. But anyway, now that that's all done, let's go ahead and zoom back in and finish up the eyes. Alright, so I always start off by putting some kind of eyeliner, gel eyeliner in my waterline, and I'm going to go in with black. I usually do black because that's just what I like and I feel like it goes with my liner, so it kind of completes the whole look. To help tie the look together, I'm going to be taking Romance once again and using that on the lower lashes. And I just kind of get it in nice and close. And I start on my outer corner, and then once most of the color is placed there, I blend it inward. And then I also take it and kind of connect it to the shadow back there. There we go. Pretty easy for the lower lash line, and then I also want to finish up my inner corner. I want to go in with Dream It. This first shade right here looks really pretty. I'm going to use that in my inner corner. Oh yeah, very pretty. Just going to wrap it around my tear duct. I try to be really careful around my tear duct because if I get too much product in there, it will water up. Alright, and I'm just going to finish up with some mascara on my lower lash line, and we're done.